Hi, people, and welcome back to another match reaction. Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Another unconvincing performance by the team. And this Arteta, as you can see behind me, it's still fraud alert, guys. They're still on fraud alert. Arteta is still on fraud alert, still playing the same formation, same predictable formation, 4-3-3. Arteta, take a look at what Leeds are doing right now, changing their formation for 4-3-3 after getting run ragged by Leeds. Or should I say City? I'm that tired. Guys, just to let you know, it is coming up to 20 to 1 in the morning. And that game did really give me insomnia, right? And I was tired. I was tired after watching that game, man. Absolutely tired, man. Yeah, it is a cure for insomnia, I should say. And yeah, as I was saying, you need to take a leaf out of Daniel Farker's book because he was playing 4-3-3 up until the second half of that Man City game. Now, look at him. 2 wins, 2 draws, stemmed the flow, as it were, and getting results. We go with the same formation. We go with the changes, predictable changes that don't make a difference to the game. Aside from Victor Gyokeres taking a penalty, and a well taken penalty, O'Brien giving away the penalty in the, I think it was like the 20 odd minute, 25th minute or so. Thinks he's playing volleyball. VAR takes a look at it, sends him over, the referee over to the monitor, and without a shadow of doubt, it is a penalty. And yet again, we are gifted a goal, but still playing unconvincing football, mate. A ram handbrake football. That's all I can call it, guys. If you think that we're going to go on and win the league playing like this, forget it. Forget it. You look at the Man City, the Sharks, the Blue Sharks that are behind us coming up, playing with freedom. Chertsky, Reinders, Haaland again getting 2 goals. Reinders get the goal, winning comfortably against West Ham 3-0. And not really just playing in second gear, really, to be honest. They didn't really have to get out of second gear, bro. Just comfortable. And they were able to make changes, bringing off players, resting players, and that. And that's why the difference is that they will go all the way. Yes, we are top of the league going into the Christmas period, but how many times have we been top of the league and end up finishing second? A number of occasions, not only just under Arteta, but under Wenger as well. So, we have to, step up our game. But I just can't see it under this manager, under this type of football system that we're playing. And look, there were 3 changes made by Arsenal today. Odegaard coming in for Eze, who didn't come on today. Calafiori comes back in for Miles Lewis-Skelly. Obviously, he had to miss the game against Wolves because of the yellow card suspension. Trossard then comes back in for Martinelli. And, as I said, when he did make the changes, Jesus comes on in the 65th minute for Gyokeres. You leave Odegaard on until the 88th minute and bring on Moreno. Another fridge comes on for a smaller fridge. Yeah. And then the last player that I think that came on was in that middle. I think it was who was it? Gyokeres. I said Gyokeres, Trossard, Martinelli, and Odegaard. So those are the 3 players that came on for them. So Odegaard came off in the 88th minute. Trossard came off in, I think it was like the 80th minute, and Calafiori. Was it Calafiori that came off? Let's just get that right. No, sorry. So Gabriel Jesus for Victor. So I'm tired, guys. I'm really tired. So apologies for this. Gabriel came off for Jesus. Gabriel Jesus came on for Victor Gyokeres. Gabriel Martinelli came on for Leandro Trossard, and Mikel Moreno in the 88th minute came on for Martin Odegaard. As I said, it's 1:15 in the morning. So forgive me, please forgive me. But brother, this game was absolutely boring. It was boring. Look, for the first 15, 20 minutes, you know, Everton, sort of came out the traps. We was a little bit sloppy with the ball. Saliba, not one of his best games. I still think he's carrying an injury, giving the ball away. There was a time where he was on the ball, just needed to make a simple pass, dwelling on it too long. Zubamendi just ain't good enough. If he's an upgrade on Partey, then bro, I must be smoking something. Just because this guy doesn't come nowhere near Thomas Partey. So definitely for me, not an upgrade. And Odegaard for me makes out like he's doing a lot of work, but just bouncing around, skipping around, spinning around. There was a time where he made a run and he was pass the ball, Odegaard, pass the ball. Simple, same run. What does he do? Plays it out wide, sends out Gokeres wide. What we're doing here? What we're doing here? How about playing it down the centre? The only through decent ball that Gokeres got today was from William Saliba. And listen, it was a great tackle. I think it was by Keane. If it was not Keane, it was either Tchaikovsky or Keane that put in a tackle on it. Listen, Gokeres gets the penalty and a well taken penalty. Listen, he nearly put a hole in the net. Do you know what I mean? It's a good thing. My guy didn't get his hands on it because, boy, dinosaur man. I'm talking about in Pickford. If he got his hands on it, he probably wouldn't have no hands left. Do you know what I mean? But look, we get the penalty through O'Brien and ball in it in the 25th minute. At first, I thought the header was a header that came off of California and went wide. But when they looked back on VAR told the referee to go and have a look, and it definitely was a penalty. Man thought he was playing volleyball. As I said, we get the penalty in the 25th minute, but we didn't push on from there, guys. We did not push on from there. And, really, who am I going to really give man of the match or player of the match? I don't know. To be honest, they gave it to Saka. What did he really do? What did he really do? Do you know what I mean? Declan Rice, as usual, it wasn't his best game because he's doing a lot of mopping up for Odegaard and Zubamendi. Do you know what I mean? Zubamendi just giving the ball away. You thought Zubamendi was playing for the other side. Do you know what I mean? Just sloppy. Odegaard just running around, spinning around, doing lots of things, but doing nothing really. Making look like you're working hard and whatnot, but just pretending. You're a pretender, Odegaard. You're an absolute pretender. Listen, the service, Gokeres needs more service. Those kind of balls, we need to see Odegaard playing those kind of balls. And when Zubamendi is playing in those advanced positions, you need to be threading through those balls. Why do you have to take a defender to play that kind of ball for Gokeres? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Trossard had a frustrating game today as well. As I said, Raya didn't really have much to do, to be honest. A couple of times he was dwelling on the ball, needed to, get the attack going quickly, and try and hit on a break. But we're just not playing this fluid football that we want to see. Why is it that we can turn it on against Bayern Munich? Why is it that we can turn it on against Atletico Madrid? But when it comes to the likes of Wolves and Everton, yes, Everton didn't have, a couple of their players, Drewsbury Hall, I think it was carrying a knock, and Ndiaye and Gay was away at the AFCONs. So they had a weakened side. But again, we didn't, what's the name on that? We didn't capitalize on that. And it was another unconvincing performance from the team. And, yes, we are sitting top of the league going into this Christmas period. But boy, we're gonna feel like the ghosts, or the Christmas Carol story, the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. Now, if I was to look at that and look at the parallels and look at our Arsenal are, we are the ghosts of Christmas past because we can't get it over the line. We have bottled it. We've chased down Man City, and we've come second three times in a row. Where, when you look at the ghost of Christmas present, you're seeing this Iran football, this handbrake football that we are playing right now. Not good enough. And if we look at the ghost of Christmas future, then you will see that, unfortunately, if we carry on playing like this, There's only one team that's going to be lifting that trophy at the end of the season, and that's going to be the team in blue and not us. We have to fix up. If we want to change the narrative, we've seen the story of the Christmas Carol. If we want to change the narrative, then Arsenal, Arteta, you have to change the way you are going about in the way you are playing. You have to change your system. You have to change your tactics. You cannot keep going into games playing 4-3-3. It becomes very predictable. And the changes that you make, like for like, it doesn't make 1 ounce of a difference. It doesn't. As I say, you look at Daniel Farke and see what he's doing right now with Leeds. Yeah? Look what they're doing with Leeds. They're now was in the bottom 3. They're now up to 16th or 19 points, I think, or 17 points. I can't remember exact points. But they've looked at this, they've looked at it and said, like, we need to change this. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on a purple patch now, scoring freely. We need to get our players scoring. They've scored 4 tonight. Leeds scored 4 against Crystal Palace, who we play on Tuesday in the Carabao Cup. And we need to beat Crystal Palace. And I want to see the likes of Eze. I want to see the likes of Madueke. What has he got to do to now go and get a game? Because he scores 2 goals in the Champions League. He misses out on the Wolves game and he misses out tonight. We needed somebody that would run at these players and cause havoc. We need Eze on there. Jesus came on, but he's a guy that drops deep for the ball, tries to link up the play and everything like that. But really, he didn't really do much again tonight. And we come out of that, and there was a little small spell where again it was very similar to the Wolves game, and very similar to the Wolves game, and very similar to the Sunderland game, where pressure was put on us. Pressure was put on us, and we have to, guys, we have to stop sitting back and allowing the pressure to build on us, because that game could have probably easily finished 1-1. Could have. Because we won't see games out. We won't put the games to bed. There was one thing I said to somebody. I said today, if obviously Man City won the game, which they did, we will probably go to Everton to try not to lose and end up getting a draw and just say, well, listen, we're on the same amount of points. On them. The only difference is that they are ahead of us when it comes to goal difference. So we have to do it. Just 2 seconds. My missus is ringing me. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, and so look, it is what it is. A very unconvincing performance. And in terms of my player of the match, I'll probably go with Declan Rice, because even though he didn't have his best game, but then he's just doing so much work for the team. Do you know what I mean? Doing so much work for the team, and I think he's so tired mentally and physically that sometimes he's not making the right choices in terms of his passing and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? The amount of times, we play the ball sideways and backwards. Zubameni will pick up the ball and he gets to halfway line, turns around and kicks it back. This kind of football is just not good. It's just not good. It's not good to watch. And it ain't going to get us over the line, people. I'm telling you, it's another unconvincing performance. And Arsenal, you need to pull your socks up, mate. We've got another game coming up on Tuesday, the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. We must win that game. We must win that game. But after that, I said we're going to play Chelsea if we win that game. But I just don't know. I just think the way we're playing is not sustainable. And unless we change, then, I can only see one winner at the end of the season. And it's certainly going to be the team in red and white. See behind me? This team and Arteta are still on full alert. Sort it out, guys. And listen, I'll see you on the next match reaction. Take care and God bless.